Caution. This podcast is designed for mature audiences. We delve into topics surrounding sexuality and intimate relationships in a candid and open manner. Please note that we are not licensed marriage or sex therapists, and the content shared here is intended solely for entertainment and informational purposes. If you are under 18 years old or prefer not to engage in explicit discussions about sex, relationships, or mature language, we advise against proceeding further. However, if you're of legal age and comfortable with such content, feel free to settle in, grab a beverage, and enjoy this episode. Just remember, time flies when you're having fun. Oh, and the stories you are about to hear are true. The names have been changed to protect the guilty.
Welcome to Beyond Monogamy, where every episode is a journey of discovery, liberation, and endless possibility. Join your hosts Roger Johnson and Janet Valentine as they peel back the layers of convention, inviting you into a world where passion knows no boundaries. Beyond Monogamy, a podcast that transcends the traditional norms of relationships to uncover the raw, unfiltered stories about the lifestyle. And now, your hosts, Roger Johnson and Janet Valentine.
I do have a really good song, so I'm prepared for that stuff. Anyway, back in the saddle again. Second episode since our break. Welcome to Beyond Monogamy. I'm Janet Valentine.
I'm Barbie Tripoli.
And I'm Steve, the professor.
And maybe Roger will join us, or maybe he won't. We decided to go ahead and start recording because Steve started early and was telling us stories off air that I knew that we needed to have on air and recorded. So let's start again. What I said to Steve to start this conversation is that one of the bluefish that we love, Beauregard, who's been on this podcast, Beauregard had said that I needed to keep sending him invites to when we record because he would like to come back on and regale us with more of his stories. At which time Steve told me a story. What do you have to tell me, Steve?
We had Beauregard over, and he was passing through, and he asked if he could stop over to play with Elle. She says, yes, please. Comes over. He's coming through a state, and he's staying with a friend. He goes to his friend's house. We had shared a couple pre-rolls with him. He's staying with his friend. He leaves with his friend. Also, his friend says, well, how did you get here from there? That's out of the way. He says, well, he goes, they're friends and, and yada, yada, yada. And well, I think they're swingers. So about 2 weeks later, we get a phone call from Beauregard's friend. Says, hi, could I get some more bud? And also, would Elle be interested in playing? I'm going, well, where would you hear that? How'd you know that? Well, come to find out, Beauregard had said that he had mentioned that we were in the lifestyle, and his friend says, but please don't tell Beauregard that I'm playing with Elle. So she has played with him, said it was quite fun. So that was a fun story there, that how that got around.
So it's walking that line of I need to not tell people they're swingers, but I told this guy, and then he took him up on it, and then it's the don't tell Beauregard that I did this and walk the line. It's a trust factor. It's okay. It all comes around.
And it does.
Well, Beauregard told him how hot the Missy,
Elle
is the Miss Librarian, because let me tell you, how about
thank you. Yeah.
Right.
They were all over that.
Very true. Very true.
Okay. So I have a song. Okay. I just got sent it like a half hour ago on Facebook. Okay. And it was sent to me by Lola. And so she sent me this song by Messenger, and it said, be careful, this is dirty, dirty. And so I was thinking, oh no, it's not going to be that dirty, dirty. Ooh, it's dirty, dirty. Okay. So the song is by a group. It's called Ruby Dark Rose. RubyDarkRose.com is where you can go to hear it. But I have the lyrics. Now I can't play the song because I'll get in trouble for it, but I can read you the lyrics. And I'm not as good as this guy that's singing it with this husky voice. But he starts out and he says, "Let me ask you something real slow. When he touches you, do you ever feel anything? Or are you just lying there wishing it was me? Does he grab your throat when you pull his hand, make you shut up and take the command? Does he talk you through it low and thick? Or does he finish fast and call that slick? Does he spread you out like he's reading a map? Tongue slow, hands rough, spine on tap. Nah, baby, he plays it clean while you lay there aching for me. Does he fuck you like a promise kept, eyes locked while your breath gets wrecked? Does he flip you over, bite your back, then grip your hips till your world goes black? Does he leave you shaking, dripping, used, then pull you close like you're still confused? No, baby, he don't, but I will. I will.
Wow.
And that's just half of the song. It's called Does He? Ooh, the rest of it, I finished it. I was so wet. I was like, oh my God.
Nice job.
That has been added to the playlist. I cannot wait for it to come up. Oh.
Well,
That's a good one.
it is.
So, anyway, anything you want to tell us? Any stories? We got any Halloween costumes that are going to work out? Besides the
I want to
dictator.
hear about the party. What happened at the party? How was the party?
At our party, we had a party a couple of weeks ago. It went well. We had, I think, 6 couples, very small. This time we had several people couldn't make it, but I meant to send a picture to everybody, and I haven't yet. Did I send it to anybody?
No, is it cake?
No,
No cake.
No cake.
No splashing.
It is
Splashing.
no splashing.
I mean, we have the song of the day. We haven't picked a word for the day yet.
Yeah.
So
Well, we got to reuse what we
yeah.
already know.
So I took a picture and called it the Slutty Swinging Sisters. All the ladies are on the couch or on our sectional, facing away with their butts, showing their butts. And oh wow, very nice. So did that. But we had a good time. Nothing too crazy. Elle got cock blocked. She has one of her gentlemen coming over this evening. She played with him at the party, but she wanted to play with him again because she's trying to be the good hostess and share. And she went to play again, and I don't know what's the term for being cock blocked.
Pussy block.
Pussy block.
Pussy
twat block.
She got
twat block.
Twat block.
She got twat blocked
Go.
once or twice.
Well, that happened.
Oh, I have been twat blocked.
I
twice.
have too.
Like, oh man.
Yeah.
And the girl just smiles at me and goes, I had to take advantage of it. It was hard. I was like, yeah. I worked hard to get it hard.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yes.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. But she got twat blocked twice. And so she has plans, invited him over to play
Make
this
up
evening.
for it.
You had to make up for it. So, yeah. So, but it went well, very well. Had some great fun, as always. Did you see the Caucasaurus pictures that I sent? Did I send those to you?
I saw one with a pineapple and a Caucasaurus. Yes.
Yeah.
A pineapple light and a Caucasaurus. For those of you who are listening and don't know, supposedly the pineapple is supposed to be a symbol that there's swingers there. So if somebody has a pineapple mat out in front or whatever, a pineapple light in their window, it's supposed to be a sign that you're a swinger.
Upside down.
Right.
Yes.
Upside down pineapple. Whatever.
Nothing really crazy happened though at the party. It's just good sex. So
are you going to any Halloween parties? Have you been invited to any Halloween parties?
No one is having any parties around here for us. Now there are a couple, of course, the big clubs, but no. So we don't. How about you guys, you ladies?
We have one couple in the town that I just left, and I was back there this last week. They have such a big party that they put it over 2 weekends, and they tell you you have to pick a weekend. So they decorate up their house. I mean, they decorate it out with Halloween stuff. It's crazy. And then what they do is they will say, here are the 2 weekends. You just have to choose which one you're going to come to and kind of give us an idea of which one you're coming to. And then they plan for it. And so I was not able to go, but Lola and Kyle were able to go. And she said, everybody must have picked the next weekend because it was limited. She said that there's this one guy that she likes to fuck, but she wishes that she had gray tape with her because he talks all the time. And she said he's a good fuck, but she just
Want
wants
some
him to
duct tape.
shut up.
Duct tape.
Right? It's
Yeah.
just, can you shut up? Okay, that would make him
Stop
better.
talking. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the sad
That's
thing
funny.
about not having C4P around anymore, because you could do the plan, so you know who's coming this weekend. Oh,
Right.
she's there or he's there. I want to go to that party because I really want to play them or whatever. So now it's sort of tough, I guess, to do that.
Because SLS and SDC don't do that? I don't know. I haven't looked online
I don't.
yet.
Well, I think we're not paying members of SDC, but they do. You can put a party out there. Now, how
Right.
it's done, I don't know. So,
Well,
to be honest with you.
I want to go back to the talking. So there were a couple of
I'm sorry.
guys. There were a couple of guys that when I do them, I love the way they talk. And one of them is the Asian cowboy. When he grabs you and then hugs you really close and starts kissing your neck, he says stuff that you really believe, like, your hair is so beautiful, or I just love these tits, or and it's the way he says it. It's not like you're so hot,
Yeah.
like type stuff. He's saying it's with some authenticity. So it's sort of like, I've been looking forward to this. When I saw you walk in, I couldn't wait to put my lips on yours, and I'll take that all day. Okay.
Sure.
But if you, and she said, this guy would do, he did listen to her. Like he would say, you really don't like it when I do this. Well, why don't I change this position? And he would ask her questions. She'd do that. She said that part of it was okay. But then he just kept talking and he wouldn't shut up. Like some people just don't let the silence take over. You got to have something that's authentic, but I want to hear, I don't want to hear there's one guy that comes to these parties that notoriously says the same line to every girl, which is, you are the most beautiful woman here. Well, I got to tell you, if you hear him say it to her 5 minutes ago, and then he says it to you, then it's bullshit.
Right.
And
Exactly.
so we just got to where the women at the party would just call him out on it and go, oh, you're the most beautiful woman in the world. No, you're just bullshit. Okay.
Yeah.
I know, because you said it to that other person. Think of something authentic to say to that person that you really like. I like the way that you smell. Or
Yeah.
I like the way you
Compliment
taste.
them for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or- yeah.
I love it when you lick my neck.
I thought you were going to say lick my nuts. So I was like,
Oh. Actually, I do
love
have
it.
one guy.
I
I do have
love
one
it
guy
when
who
you
says
lick
he
my
likes
nuts.
that.
Oh, I've
I
had
do.
several. I've
Right.
had several. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That's
but
great.
Steve, you were always really good at talking.
Well, thank you. At the party, one of the ladies likes to be flogged, and
Ah,
Ooh.
and so and I love that, and she likes to hear talk also. So, and it's genuine. I'm one of those people. I just love the seduction. I will take a lady, and instead of them dropping the clothes, I want to undress them. I want to feel their whole body, and just and every part of them. Small, medium, large, I don't care. I love women's bodies. I just want to feel it and caress it. And it's got me laid a couple times. So
Right. Well,
Wait,
when
but
you
wait,
start the
he said-
conversation out and you say, don't take those clothes off. I want to do it for you. When
Yes.
you do that and take
yeah.
control, ooh, I'm happy. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like how he goes from, I love women's bodies and want to caress it to, oh, I was doing a little flogging.
Yeah.
Oh, so I want to caress it, but I'll also whoop the shit out of it if you want me to.
Yeah. And that's what's
Only
crazy. Yeah.
if you want me to.
Yeah. And that's the only if they want it. I'm not
Oh,
into the
right.
pain. I'm not into the pain. If it's pleasurable for them, that's great. But I'm not a masochist or excuse me, a sadist either. I'm not a sadist at all. So
It does say
uh,
there is a little bit of control when you take control and say, I would like to take your clothes off.
yes.
You take control. Now, I'm guilty because I'm the first person naked as
Yeah.
take that
No
because I'm
time
the
for that.
if you would say I want to take your clothes off, you're talking one dress. If I'm going to the party, it's easy. Okay. It is dressed over the head, no underwear, no bra, prepped and ready to go. Let's go. If I know that I'm going to this party. That's why Halloween is really difficult because you got to think about those costumes and the costumes need to be for a swingers party. They need to be easy to get off and accessible. So
Accessible.
if you come dressed as some, um, pole dancing showgirl whore that has on a corset and, a lockdown underwear below, then you're not really meaning because you will go to these bigger Halloween parties you go to, and you can pick out the women on the floor that are the show ponies, the sparkle ponies. They'll be in their Halloween costume, and it'll be like a Little Miss Muffet Southern costume thing that's kind of nasty, dirty, but you can tell that it's going to be so hard to get off that it's not fuckable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'll also get those women that are wearing that fishnet stuff that's really easy access, but they shouldn't be wearing fishnet. It's a sausage roll that's rolled up into the fishnet. There's at the bigger
Yeah.
parties, there's always one of those people there. And I want to applaud her for having the
Yes.
gumption to shove herself in that.
Bravo to your own self-esteem.
Right. But at the same time, it's like
Ooh.
you don't have a friend. Okay. Because a friend would
Yeah.
say to you,
Stop doing that.
stop doing that. That's not good. Okay. Get
Yeah.
Some of
something
it
else.
looks like it's going to cut off some circulation because
Totally. And that's the
The
bigger
fishnet.
parties that we used to go
Ooh.
to. The small
Yeah.
parties, yeah, they're going to be accessible and stuff. But the bigger parties there's women. I just put it in the class of the sparkle ponies who really don't want to fuck and they're in something that's really hard. Yeah, it looks really sexy, but it's never coming off. And then there's that fishnet person who's always running around. There's always some guy that is running around and is naked except for that colored G-string.
Yeah.
Or
Always. Something.
the one
The
I gave you,
marble.
Steve, is a joke. The Rudolph,
Yes.
Rudolph G-string, right? There's
The
always one of
marble
those
sack.
guys around.
Mhm.
Well, and the thing is, there's always most of the time that guy shouldn't be in it, and but I have been. There was a couple guys that I knew and would come to the parties. The one who was batshit crazy and into himself all the time, he would lay all of them out on the bed and ask you which one of them should he wear. He had the body to back it up,
Yeah, he
but
did. He worked hard on
honestly,
it.
it still didn't work for me
Oh,
because
no.
it all he was concerned about was that he was not concerned about making me happy. He was concerned about, do I look good in this? Do I look good when I'm fucking you? He would do the Captain Morgan pose all the time.
I was going to say, do you remember the one time we were all playing at that
Yeah.
hotel and that young
Mhm.
man just pretty much stopped and did one of these flexes in the mirror because they had a full length mirror? I mean, here we are. There's the two husbands are watching us fuck these young men, and this one young man has to stop fucking and look at himself in the mirror and flex up a little. It was like, oh. I mean,
We're in the middle of fucking and we look over at each other. Did you see
like,
that?
what?
And
What is happening?
then we're laughing. Okay. So
Oh,
you want
yeah.
to talk about taking the sexual moment out? We are both laughing.
Oh,
Okay.
God. It was like,
Oh
did
my
I just
goodness.
see that? Yeah.
We'll be right back after this short message from Beads on the Go.
Hey party people, ready to spice up your next sex party? Introducing Beads on the Go, the world's first anal beads you can wear around your waist. Stylish, discreet, and oh so chic, these beads double as a flirty belt until you're ready for action. Just unclip, lube up, and let the fun begin. No more fumbling in your bag. Keep the party poppin' with Beads on the Go. Available now at all adult boutiques. Beads on the Go, the best ass accessory money can buy.
And now, more from the Beyond Monogamy cast of characters.
So, and that playing with those two. Now they were two young men,
Yes.
hard dicks, which is what we were after. But they were definitely duct tape moments. Both of them.
Yes.
Should have just
Yeah.
been duct tape
Just
completely.
stupid. Just dumber
stop
than
talking.
a doorknob.
Stop
Right.
talking.
Right. Well,
And
I
I think that
can
could
bench
be the problem.
whatever,
Oh,
I don't give
yeah.
a shit. Okay.
Oh, it was just terrible. I mean, it was like, and then, I don't know if it's because of the age gap. Sometimes you get these now, and no disrespect to some of our guys that we know are super intelligent, but sometimes you get these just 20 somethings and you just don't have anything in common anyway. And then they say stupid stuff that maybe you even said when you were that age. But now you're just a less, I'm less less tolerant of idiocracy.
Well, that's so true. We were at a party, at Crazy Horse's party,
Okay.
private house party, and Mrs. Crazy Horse had a young boyfriend, and 26 years old, in the military. And everything, and he thought he was the cock of the walk. So he's walking around swinging a dick between his legs for all the women. Well, there again, he's flexing and posing and being Mr. I'm big dick. 2 parties later, he left within 30 minutes because none of the women wanted to play with him.
Oh,
Well,
when you're,
So
but so then you get the party. You can't discriminate against all the young guys because you get the party. We were at the lake house when the crazy cat lady, she brought the basketball player who was 20 years old, and
yes,
you thought, oh, here's another young guy, and he's gonna be this stupid guy and young dumb basketball player, college
and it wasn't at
basketball
all.
player,
Yeah.
and oh my god, that guy could fuck, and none of that crap out of his mouth. It was this is a great party. Can I come again? And yes, he got invited again without her because she was batshit crazy. He was just, for a 20-year-old, it was like, whoa, okay, that dude can't even drink yet, but he sure can fuck.
was that crazy, Shani?
Yes.
Oh, jeez. You're right. Back crap crazy.
Fat crap, crazy
But,
Shani. She's the only one. When she when she came, she would go like a cat. I scared the shit out of me. I was on the bed the one time in a group, and she was on the other side of the bed, and all of a sudden I hear this, and she's coming, and I was like, I've never heard that sound. And for me, the one who screamed "Shnikes," okay, that's kind of weird. This was weirder than me. Okay.
Yeah. Hissing is a little odd. Yeah.
Cat hissing was and yes, the tornado has been the one that also scared me, but a different
tornado,
different level.
Yep.
Yeah. The tornado.
Yes.
But she brought that guy, and I think at that lake house she was so drunk and such a mess, either drugged out, drunk, or whatever. He left without her. But before he left, he said, look, I want to come to these parties. Here's my contact information. And we stopped inviting her and we invited him.
Yeah.
Because he was good. So you can't just go because that's a young guy, they're going to be stupid.
Oh, exactly.
But they do have a tendency to be young and dumb.
Well,
true.
Just be mindful of that. If you're listening and you're a youngster and you're getting into this lifestyle, just be mindful of it.
Just be authentic,
right.
And then, try and listen to what it is that the other person is saying or wants, and then what they react to. Now, Kyle, the first time that I met Kyle, Lola's Kyle, at a party, I noticed when we were playing together, it was me and Dee that were playing with him. Dee said he was fucking me, and Dee said the word dick. She said a nasty word, and I could feel him get harder with nasty talk. Okay. So then I started saying more things. Now, I'm not a natural dirty talker. Okay. But if you tell me that somebody's dick is going to get harder because of dirty talk, I'm going to try hard. so,
Give it the college try.
Oh, that's
right.
what
So,
I'm saying. Good, Kelly. That's right. That's good.
yeah. So I did, and I started saying those things to him. And that was really fun. And then a little bit later at that party, I walked in and he was fucking D. And I bent over and whispered in his ear dirty stuff. And D said, well, I don't know what you did, but it was really fun. So there are some guys that respond to trash talk,
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
I can do that. I can dish that out really well.
Oh, yes.
I think, after being on the cam for a while, you kind of learn some scripts and things you can say. And then when you go to parties and you really use them out on human beings.
I think the weirdest talk that we had was the guy that wanted us to pretend like we were his aunts. First, he wanted us to pretend we were his mother. We said, no, we weren't doing that.
Yeah, it's a little much.
And then he said, well, can you play like you're my stepmom or my aunt? And I think we landed on aunt. And this guy put in one of those suckers that looks like a pacifier. He put that in his mouth.
Oh, and then
yeah. He had us talk, and we got into the role of it because Barbie's really good at that. And so we played it and we worked that kid. And we got a really good load out of it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, it is fun. It is fun. If anybody's thinking about that stuff, it's fun.
If that's your fetish, for me, if it's not going to hurt me, and if it's something that you really like, there's a couple of black lines for me that I just don't like to do. But
exactly.
if you want to play with my feet, play with my feet. Okay. And then sometimes you find out that maybe you like it too. So it works out. But I'm not into full bondage, only because I had a bad experience with it a long time ago, with somebody who didn't, when the safe word was said, did not stop. So that just doesn't happen for me. It's very rare that I would trust. And I've gotten to where, I'll put my legs up in a rope swing and I will let you kind of tie me up, but you got to show me that I can get out of it if I really want to get out of it. So, but
I'm with you on that.
I did talk about playing with your feet.
Mm-hmm.
We know how you like your toes sucked.
Yes, I learned that.
At the party, I tried that with the lady, and she just goes, "Oh no, don't do that." I'm going, it's just one of those triggers for her. So I said, "Oh, okay, we'll go." And so you're in the moment, and you're trying to do something, and you don't want to stop it. Well, do you like this? Do you like that?
Right.
But,
you can't talk. You just cry.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, when you said about your toes, I'm going, oh, baby.
So, because I can tell you that it used to be that I was in my head, and when somebody would suck on my toe, I would think about how dirty they were and where they'd been and how I hadn't cleaned them and blah, blah, blah. And I would get in my head and be a mess. So I did not get out of my head until I was in Paris in a club where my toes were up against the jail bars and somebody was on the other side and they started sucking him. He was French, so I couldn't tell him no. So I just let him continue to do it. I could not get in my head I couldn't say to him, these are dirty feet, please don't suck on them. I don't like that. And then I just realized, because my mouth was occupied somewhere else. And then all of a sudden you feel this sensation on your toe. And then you're like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Maybe I do like this.
Yeah. Ooh la la. French. Ooh la la.
So it was ever since then. So when I started out, if you would have done it 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I would have said no. I would have been just like them and said, no, don't do that. Cause I would have been just like that. But then you kind of get in your head about certain things that I don't like this, but then you're in a situation, especially in a group situation where you can't really communicate because you're actively doing something to somebody else. So you just got to let it happen. And then all of a sudden you figure out, okay, that's not so bad. It's the same way with having your ass licked. I used to not want to have anybody near that. And then in a group situation, somebody started doing it and I was busy doing something else. So I couldn't get in my head about all the reasons why I didn't want somebody licking down there.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You know, so sometimes you got to get past your circumstances that set you up to say in your head, I don't like something. You kind of learn to adjust of it.
True.
Now, you know, I think one of my favorites a couple times, there are a couple of different women that I've met that were older that had said, they were both, one of them was Marilyn, who said she was scared to do a black man. Because of the racism or whatever in their head. And so she was like, I don't really want to do a black guy. He's not really exciting to me. And I just said, you haven't met the right chocolate man. Okay. And so then I set them up with a couple of our favorites, Detroit Dan is one of them. And then Baby Boy from NC is one of them. And set them up with them because they were you can look past the color of your skin. So, and you got to understand that when you're talking to a woman who's now in their 60s and 70s, we grew up, that was a no-no. You were taught that this was not something for you to do, that was a bad thing to do. Your parents were telling you this was a bad thing to do. So that's a big stereotype to break. But if you can break through it, as with all discrimination for the wrong reasons, if you break past it, it's like, oh, that's a joy now.
Yeah. Right.
It's
very true.
Once you just see people for people,
Right. That's,
Exactly.
Elle, as we know, has an affinity for black men. And in high school, she dated one of the black guys during the summer. But there again, she was so afraid, her parents finding out,
Oh yeah.
what's going on, and and she said, so they played a little bit, but she's just so afraid that, they'd find out. And now it's like, and then, and she wrote a story about it. And then at Janet's party, where Janet grabs her and Detroit Dan and goes up the stairs, just looks at him and says, smile. Smile, says, we're going to go upstairs, have fun. I said, have fun,
Mhm.
and that was her liberating moment, so.
Right. I don't, I saw the color only because my first husband was racist and he would tell me about it. He would do the whole Mandingo thing and that it was,
Really?
Yeah. And so I would play with them and then he would berate them later. And so there was none of those people were equal to the white men that I was doing. And that he's still that way today and he's still in the lifestyle. So I know that his partner now is not having a good time when it comes to that. Okay. Because he still lives in an area that has a lot of racism to get over. Right.
Wow.
I don't have room for it anymore. In terms of that, I've got my favorites, and that's like when I looked at Beauregard, I did a disservice to Beauregard, not because he was Chocolate Man, but because he was a skinny chocolate man that was, a
Urkel.
smaller guy that was like not, it was just, it looked like Urkel kind of. He had those big old glasses and some other stuff like that. And the disservice was, I kind of was like, I'm not going to do him. And then Al was the one that said, no, you need to do him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Exactly. Well, what's funny? We had a party and had two black gentlemen come to the party, invited, and one said, "Well, you don't need me there," and we said, "Why?" He goes, "Well, you already have one black guy." I said,
Oh
We don't invite you because you're black.
yeah.
That's not it at all. We invite you because you're a gentleman and you're our friend."
Yeah.
I said, "We don't care what the
Wow.
color of your skin is." And so he got through that, but I think he just felt like he was, and I hate to say this word, token, and he never
Because
has
people
been.
will describe them as BBCs,
Yes,
big
that's
black
right.
cocks. They will call them
Right.
big black cocks, and then
They
they'll
call
do it.
themselves that too.
Yeah.
I understand that, so fine. That's BBCs are gonna. So yeah, it's kind of they call themselves it. It's kind of hot. I had no idea what a mandingo was until Baby Boy from NC or some one of those guys told me what that meant. I was like, okay, fine, but I think it goes back to what Barbie said is we just want the dick.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care if
That's
the dick
right.
is white or black. I want it to get hard. Okay.
Right.
And sometimes they can be so big that I'm not going to be doing it. Then they can play with
Yes.
Elle. That's fine because
Yeah.
she can take some other sizes and stuff. Or they need to know how to work their sizes. But I just want the dick. And
Yeah.
so you're here because your dick gets hard, not because your skin is Asian
Yeah.
or
That's right.
black or
Whatever.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yep.
And
Yep.
if you perform well, you don't even need to be my friend. I just want the dick.
Exactly. I don't need to know your name. I don't need to know your background.
Yeah.
Nothing. You just come on in. We have one thing we're doing here. We're having a good time. This is a time to escape reality
Right.
and have a wonderful physical time.
Okay, well, I guess Roger's not going to join us, but that's okay because we had a great conversation. And so the next time we'll have to catch up with Roger. We're going to try and get some more recordings in to the end of the year and then look forward to what format. Maybe we'll get some ideas from the rest of the flies on the wall. What do you like? What do you dislike? Is this a good time for you? Trying to shorten it a little bit, so I'm going to wind it up. For those of you who want to give us suggestions or if you want to talk to us on the show and be a guest, certainly reach out to us. You can find us on beyondmonogamypodcast.com, beyondmonogamypodcast.com. Spell all the words correctly, smash them together, no spaces. And you will get to our website. There's a place there, a button to email Roger. If you want to email Roger, to email me. I am thejanetvalentine@gmail.com. And you can send us a note. That's also a place to tip Mandingo because Mandingo is our producer for this show. And he does this right now for no fees. It is financed by Mandingo and me to be up there so far. So if you want to leave a tip for him, please leave a tip for him because he works hard. And that little tip jar is there. Also, that's where you can find all of our other episodes. So if you want to go back and listen to Beauregard, when we talk about Beauregard or some of the other episodes, I think we have some Halloween costume episodes, things that you want to talk about from last year. Reach out, go ahead and take a look at it. We can also be found on YouTube, any of the places that you find your podcast. We try to get it out there. But I'm really glad that you guys joined us, all the flies on the wall, and I hope that you come again, and once again, come again.
That's it for this episode of Beyond Monogamy. We hope you enjoyed our podcast, and we look forward to having you back again for the next episode of Beyond Monogamy.